Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of December 6th. Brought to you by WorldwideHippies.com, citizen journalism on the web. I am Winston Smith. Update from Madison. Don't call Julian Assange, he won't answer. The doc is in. Sex, sleep, and a sandwich. Ed Croft has some thoughts. The Mikel Minuet. Hippie goes on a rant, our asshole of the week, and more. Top story. Don't call Julian Assange, he won't answer. In an interview with the Bureau of Investigative Journalism in London last Thursday, Assange purports that governments are using backdoors to access and store sensitive data from every single citizen in entire cities, including a new flaw in iTunes, reports the International Business Times. iTunes has a flaw in it, and that flaw is automatically used by some of these surveillance companies to take over whatever computer system is running iTunes, Assange said. And there are these sorts of backdoors in every popular phone, in every popular computer, and every computer program. Assange also spoke at a City of University in London about WikiLeaks' new released documents that detail large-scale surveillance of citizens by their governments.
Today, we release over 287 files documenting the reality of the international mass surveillance industry. An industry which now sells equipment to dictators and democracies alike in order to intercept entire populations. That statement sounds like it's something from Hollywood. That statement sounds like it could only be science fiction. So who here has an iPhone? Who here has a BlackBerry? Who here uses Gmail? Well, you're all screwed.
He went on to say that handset makers monitor and record conversations and have the ability to take control of a phone without the knowledge or consent from the user. User privacy has been a hot topic in Congress as of late, with the specter of large corporations colluding with government agencies, likened by Assange to Orwellian Big Brother society. And government grants account for fully half of the output from university-based researchers and scholars in the United States. Here is what you get for some of your tax dollars. According to psychologists from Ohio University, the oft-repeated 7-second statistic about men is just a myth, as it would mean men think about sex 8,000 times during a waking day, the Daily Express reported. This study of young adult men and women revealed that men thought about sex on an average of 19 times a day. Some of the men, however, recorded 388 sexual thoughts a day. Men were also found thinking about food 18 times a day, thinking about sleep around 11 times a day. Whereas women thought about sex 10 times a day, less than the 15 times a day they thought about food. The most any woman thought about sex in the research was 140 times a day. Slut. For the study, 163 men and 120 women students were observed by putting them through a series of written tests followed by a clicker to tally their thoughts on food, sex, or sleep. Psychology professor Terry Fisher, leader of the study, said she is now working on a $300,000 federal grant to study the effect of clickers on test results and research studies. And here, with research you can pre-search, is the disemployed Doc.
What's up, Doc?
Hola, hippies. Positive El Barrio. Winston, thanks for the kind words. Bugs, you know how we do. Today's report comes from the Worldwide Hippies Department of fucking duh. A recent piece in the scab-run HuffPost reports the obvious. Here's the headline. Nearly all those who lost jobs are now worse off. Followed by, quote, a recent poll showed that Americans who lost their jobs during the most intense period of the Great Recession recently Only about 7% have climbed back to their previous financial position. The story goes on. The other 93% may have experienced minor or major changes in lifestyle. They may think of themselves as being in good or fair or poor condition, and they may consider their new conditions term permanent or temporary, but whatever they are, they all have in common right now one thing, and that is they are not doing as well as they were before the recession hit. See what I mean about duh? I recently read a report in the financial press somewhere that of those of what our brethren in the home aisles call obsoleted or rendered redundant, no more than 30% will ever find the means to return to their previous levels of affluence, security, or responsibility. And it's even worse if you're over 50. If you're over 50 and have been out of work since, say, 2008 or thereabouts, you might as well go smoke the tailpipe, because your chances are even less than that of the average person. Way Woody sees it, the vast majority of people who no longer have jobs are not unemployed per se. That's the wrong word for it. While it's true they don't have jobs, that's mostly not their fault. There aren't any jobs to have. The monthly lie from the Department of Labor declares that the jobless rate now just under 9% for the first time in what seemed like a generation, but the DOL numbers are notoriously incomplete, often incorrect, and always biased in favor of the status quo. So if the data are even remotely reliable, likely it's because several 100,000 folks whose benefits have expired recently have quit reporting themselves as unemployed and quit looking for work too. Now, in addition, just for a shot of reality, 120,000 new jobs aren't enough to put the people to work who only last month joined the workforce, much less replace any lost jobs. Unemployed makes it sound like some sort of a choice, and that the person who is so labeled is in that position voluntarily. Unemployed blames the victim as much as it does the system. They're not fucking unemployed. They are disemployed. They had jobs until the jobs were eliminated to save the corporates a few shekels. They didn't lose their jobs. I don't know about you all, but I never lost a job in my whole fucking life. I knew exactly where every one of them sons of bitches was the day they run me off. The disemployed, well, we meet at the beach daily, hippies. Back to you in Hippie Central, Winstone. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Doc, for the cerebral calisthenics. My brain needs to hit the showers now. See you next week. Now let's get a little more connected with Ed Croft.
Oh, hey, Winston. I was just reading a book here by Vine Deloria Jr. He's a Lakota who wrote a book called The World... Let's see if I get that over there. The World We Used to Live in. Vine Deloria is a great writer. This particular book is about the spiritual connection that Native Americans had with the world around them, and the connection to animals. You know, we miss that whole connectivity. We miss that whole thing. We basically shoved Native Americans aside and said, oh, they're savages, they're devil worshippers and all that. And, you know, we forced Christianity on them. And quite frankly, in my studies, and I've been studying this for 10, 15 years now, I'm beginning to see, not only with my Native American studies, but also with the side shoot with quantum physics, that maybe they were right. But the thing is that we're not connected enough. We're so disconnected from each other and from the world around us that we can't even hear the bird anymore because we got bloody earplugs in our ears. We walk around like music zombies. Got my music all the time. And we miss out on the greatest music of all, nature. Now, Graham Hancock wrote a book called Supernatural, where he ties the quantum physics, Native American spirituality, and fairy rings and all these other beliefs, and he brings it in with a supposition that supposing quantum physics talks about multidimensionalism. I think there's like 13 dimensions that they've identified so far, and the possibility that the spirit world for Native Americans, the fairy world for the Irish, and those the people over there in the Celtic land, that maybe they're multi-dimensional characters, but that we, because of our disconnectedness, our inability to observe the natural world around us, have lost the ability to see or to even connect with them. Just another point to think about. My heart to your heart. One heart, one spirit. Back to you.
Thanks, Ed. As always, true that. Hey, is that Herman Cain fondling another female? No, it's the world's biggest bug. Mark Moffat, a nature lover, has revealed how he tracked down a giant insect on a remote New Zealand island. He came across the cricket-like creature, which has a wingspan of 7 inches, after 2 days of searching. Mark Moffat's find is the world's biggest insect in terms of weight, which at 71 grams is heavier than a sparrow and 3 times the weight of a mouse. After Mark found the female Weta, he vetted a carrot out of his hand before putting it back where he found her. And now, from the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta, Georgia, here is the Michael K. Minute.
Happy holidays, Winston. Hey, y'all, it's Michael K. with the Michael K. Minute here on worldwidehippies.com, Hippie News TV, Hippie TV News. And I'm here with the Gilberts, Molly, Colton, and Cody. We're at the Botanical Gardens in Atlanta, Georgia. And as the holidays are ensuing, I'm having a little discussion with the kids about Santa Claus. Molly, do you believe in Santa Claus?
Yes.
Why?
I believe in him because every morning I wake up and I find presents under the tree, and my parents never get me presents unless it's my birthday or a special holiday. And so I know they sleep during the night too, so I know it's Santa.
Right on, Molly, thank you. And Colton, you believe in Santa Claus? Talk loud now.
Yes!
Why?
Because on Christmas night, Santa comes and brings toys in every morning, and that morning I wake up and see Christmas presents, and my mom wouldn't buy me Christmas presents until January because I get all the toys on Christmas Day.
Is your mom stingy?
Yes.
Hey, Terry Lynn. Okay, and Cody, what do you think about Santa Claus?
I believe in him because every morning there's presents under the tree, and I know Santa Claus brings them because everybody in the whole entire world is asleep except for the other part of the world. And
Cool. Molly's 10. How old are you guys? These guys are twins. 8. I'm going to read a poem. I can't find it on here now. Art opening. No poem, no K poem this week. I think the kids were enough. Y'all, happy holidays from Michael K. and Winston. Back to you, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Michael, Molly, Colton, and Cody. Nice job, gang. Here's an update from Madison. The administration of Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker unveiled a policy Thursday to hold protesters in the state capitol liable for extra police or cleanup in the aftermath of massive demonstrations earlier this year against anti-union legislation. Under the new policy, groups of 4 or more inside state buildings and 100 or more people outside the Capitol must obtain permits at least 72 hours in advance of the protest. Groups could be charged $50 per hour per Capitol police officer. The police also made it clear that spending the night in the Capitol with sale of food or other items and using sound equipment is not allowed either. The police would also require an advance payment and liability insurance or a bond. Cleanup could be charged also to the organizers. The policy is effective immediately, so was the response from the protesters.
Fuck you!
On the heels of that story, here's Hippie.
Thanks, Winston. Let's have a chat. Ladies, please take care of your feet. It's very important. High heels are beautiful. They accentuate your figure. They make your legs and booty look very nice. However, they're not appropriate in every situation. You're at the park with your significant other. Now, you left the house knowing that you were going on a long walk. You saw the sneakers in the closet. They're cute, they're sensible. Now, let's wear the thinnest, tallest heel possible to the walk path that's several miles long. I like heels. You look sexy, A+. I'm not judging you at all, but you can't fool me. I know that those feet are hurting. You start off the date with this cool, confident stride, just like the runway models, and you end up slowly graduating to that little piggy hobble that always happens when those heels need to come off. Oh, well, I grew up in high heels. It's just a gift I have. It's just like walking in sneakers. Give me a break. Just wear the Nikes. My grandmother was 5'1". She waitressed every day in 3-inch heels. After 25 years, her toes looked like this. Wear the heels. Be bold. Be gorgeous. But be responsible. I'm there at the park watching you, and your boyfriend's there clearly aware that you're hurting. He's offered 3 times to take you to the corner store, buy you some flip-flops, just get you through the day. No, I'm fine. I'm comfortable. Everything's cool. Okay? Take care of your feet. Don't be stubborn. Grandma toes. Back to you, Winston.
Thanks, Hippie. Cowboys do the same thing. Oh, I hear it's time for our Asshole of the Week, and this week it goes to former Senator Alan Simpson for his bovine comments on Social Security.
In an email to the Older Women's League, former Senator Alan Simpson writes, quote, "We've reached a point now where it's like a milk cow with 310 million tits. Call when you get honest work." Earlier this year, Simpson was videotaped calling Americans reliant on Social Security, quote, lesser people.
Well, Mr. Scumbag, the lesser people have a few questions for you. First, how much money have you earned from the American taxpayer during your pathetic 50-year political career? And at what age did you retire from your pathetic political career? And how much are you receiving in annual retirement benefits from the American taxpayer? Suck, suck. How much do you pay for your government-provided health insurance? Suck, suck. What cuts in your retirement and health care benefits are you proposing in your disgusting deficit reduction proposal? Or, as usual, have you exempted yourself and your political cronies? Suck, suck, suck. And number 5, do you still have sex with small furry animals? Or have you switched over to reptiles completely? Either way, Captain Bullshit, you and your political co-conspirators called Congress are the greedy ones. It is you and your fellow sucklers who have bankrupted America and stolen the American dream from millions of loyal, patriotic taxpayers. And for that, you, former Senator Alan Simpson, are Worldwide Hippies Asshole of the Week. That's it for this week. Please visit worldwidehippies.com every day for more citizen journalism, news, and commentary. And thanks for watching. Please support Worldwide Hippie by visiting our store at www.worldwidehippies.com/store. So we can keep up the howl for peace and justice. And you will see us here next Monday.